So I've come back to Valorant after about 2 years and I've been playing it more and more. I released this video a little while ago reacting to my placements after my break, and it has performed way beyond any expectations, so thank you all so much for that. This video will be analysing my ranked games a little more, and will show you 5 common mistakes myself and my teammates, currently Gold 2, are making, and how I am planning to fix them so that I can become a better player. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the video. First of all, dealing with toxicity. I know some of you guys were saying in my last video that the toxicity that I showcased wasn't that bad, which you're right. Many people experience much worse toxicity, and it's a real shame. Out of curiosity though, comment down below what your most toxic Valorant experience was, and maybe I can make a video about it more in depth in the future. But I personally find that when people are being extremely toxic, I play much worse. But I always give them the benefit of the doubt and expect them to give decent callouts later on, which 90% of them don't. So I'm just going to mute anyone that is toxic from now on, and hope that it's better for my mindset and overall enjoyment of the game. I think one thing all people in my elo struggle with is knowing what to do post-plant. Depending on the agent or role, there are different things you can do to maximize your chances of winning when you're on the attacking side. But I think what some people fail to realize is that once you've planted the spike, you are now defending. So that doesn't mean you have to go balls to the wall and go for all the kills, because oftentimes you will get caught out and die. The reason for that is because once your team plants the bomb and you're all on one site, say a 3-sided map like Haven or Lotus for example, most logical places you can be are narrowed down towards that one site. It is incredibly unlikely for you to be on A when your team is planted on C. So when the defense side start honing in on your site, they are definitely expecting you to come from that direction, giving them an advantage, whereas you don't actually know where they're coming from. It's better to set up defensively, hold angles, but not be too aggressive so that you don't give away an advantage to the other team. I found that this exact same thing happened in one of my games earlier. Our Cypher planted on B on Lotus, and he defensively set up his tripwires for a 2v1 situation. I had only just died to the last defender moments before, so we knew he was right there, not to mention the dog that the Skye threw out as well. So with moments to go, the Skye pushes, eliminating one teammate, but leaving the Cypher alive. She then pushed to the spike, falling into the tripwires that Cypher set out, but without waiting or being patient, the Cypher pushed up and died, leading us to lose that round. We could have very easily won that round if Cypher waited for his tripwire to go off entirely so that he would have an easier time, but he rushed it and paid the price. Now I have been guilty of this as well, which is why I've included it in this list, but I think this scenario was specifically good at showing why golds aren't necessarily the best at post-plant. Following on from tip number 2, knowing when to push and when to wait is definitely something I need to work on. I think I'll improve on this after time and with more games under my belt, but since my 2-year break and forgetting a lot of the game mechanics, I often find myself caught out and I die because of it. I usually play Sentinels in ranked play, so I need to chill out a bit more and not take unnecessary risks and get myself killed, because traps from these agents disable once killed, making your kit kind of useless. So although duelists may be a little more inclined to push more often, Sentinel players must consider their actions a little more before doing so. I see this happens way too often in my games, and it kind of frustrates me a little bit. Duelists that don't care for the team and just run it down with the hope to top frag. Although I agree, duelists should be going a little more aggressive than the rest of the team, but duelists in low elo take it to another level. Now I'm not saying all duelists are like this, but it does happen quite frequently in my opinion. Now in saying that, some other roles just go for kills and kind of ignore their kit and duties for the benefit of the team, but rather for the benefit of themselves as well, which I think is a main reason for people being hard stuck in lower elos. After not playing for 2 years, I have forgotten a lot. There have been 4 new agents that have been released, many agents have been reworked, 4 new maps, weapon changes, bug fixes, map changes, the list could go on and on. But the point is that many things have changed, including my understanding about pretty much everything. I no longer know any lineups or setups for my favorite agents, so it feels like I am back at square one. One thing I've noticed is that due to this limited understanding, I lack confidence and I tend to hold on to my ultimate for way too long. I'm just scared of using it sometimes. I might go a full 12 rounds without using my ultimate, even though I got it by round 3. And that's something that I really need to work on. I have seen many people in my elo do the same, but I am particularly guilty for this one. These are just 5 mistakes that I see in my current elo. But what do you guys think? What are some mistakes that you guys see yourself or your teammates making in your games? Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.